Now to the race for the White House. President Joe Biden is campaigning in the swing state of Nevada today as 5 states hold their presidential nominating contests.
This as Donald Trump faces what his lawyers call insurmountable difficulties, raising the nearly $500 million he needs to cover the amount owed after he was found liable for fraud.
ABC's Em Nguyen has you covered from Washington.
President Biden hitting the campaign trail this morning, heading west to tout his economic accomplishments and raise money for his re-election. Former President Trump today railing against the judge in his New York civil fraud case who found him liable to pay a nearly $500 million in damages. Trump's lawyers saying he's now struggling to secure a bond to cover that.
We'll appeal, we'll be successful.
His lawyers saying Trump is facing insurmountable difficulties, rejected by more than 30 insurance companies unwilling to take his real estate properties as collateral. Trump asking the court to either waive the requirement for a bond while he appeals or allow him to post a lesser amount. But if the court rejects that and Trump fails to secure a bond by next week, New York Attorney General Letitia James told ABC News she's prepared to take ownership of Trump's assets.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets.
His attorneys argue Trump shouldn't be forced to sell property. Raising money through a fire sale, they said, would result in irrecoverable losses if his appeal succeeds.
You've got to pony up the bond amount in order to appeal it.
And former Trump aide Peter Navarro reported to prison today in Miami, Florida. He's the first presidential advisor to be convicted of contempt of Congress. He was sentenced to 4 months for refusing to testify before the January 6th committee.
When I walk in that prison today, the justice system, such as it is, will have done a crippling blow to the constitutional separation of powers and executive privilege.
Even though both Trump and Biden secured enough delegates to clinch their party's nominations, voters are going to the polls in 5 states, including Ohio, Kansas, and Florida, where Trump is expected to cast his ballot this afternoon. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.